morning, Riley. Good morning, Riley. Sorry, this is dark, guys. I haven't turned on the lights yet in here. It's Thursday morning. I just woke up. It's like 9 o'clock in the morning. Good morning, Riley. I was hoping to get Riley's... He sometimes does these, like, quiet meows in the morning. They're really cute. Say good morning. Good morning, Riley. Right now he's kneading the blanket near me. Hi, sweetheart. He was sleeping on the bed with me, and he knows when I wake up. Like, he doesn't bother when I wake up for a second to roll over, but when I actually wake up and I'm laying here woken up for a while, he knows that I'm up. So then he usually comes over and meows at me and wants to be petted a bit before I get out of bed. Right, Riley? Yeah. He's a good boy. Oops, sorry, good. He's a good boy. Riley. He probably wants belly rubs too, don't ya? Oh, that's a nice shot. Sorry, guys. Sorry for the butt shot. Oh, there we go. See, now he wants his belly rubbed. Don't ya? Hey? It's too dark. I got the blind closed. But it looks like it's sunny out. It's supposed to be a really nice day today. Alex texted me and said that he downloaded American Horror Story for me. So I'm anxious to watch that because the way it ended last week was shocking. I don't know if any of you guys out there watch American Horror Story. But I watched the first season, and I liked the first season. But now that I've seen the second season, I'm watching the second season, there's no comparison to the first one. Yeah, it's just, this season is insane. It's crazy. It's disturbing. It's scary. It is just unbelievable, the stuff that's happened. And, like, last season was kind of like a spooky suspense kind of scary. But to me, this season is like way, way, way more scary. Oh, yes, you like your belly rubs. Yes. Yeah, but I don't know if any of you guys watch it. Like last week, the way it ended, oh my God. I was sitting there, like, with my mouth wide open. I had no words. I was just in shock. So I'm anxious to see what's going to happen this week because it was just like, what? But yeah, I gotta try and get up. Yeah. Riley, can you say good morning to everyone? Say good morning, Riley. 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 Every time we pull out the camera, you stop talking. Look at that belly. Mommy loves that belly. Anyway. I gotta get up. I don't know, I think I might be flaring. I'm not sure. I still haven't totally figured out what a flare is. I don't really quite understand flare, remission, all that stuff. So I was actually doing a little Googling and reading up on what is considered a lupus flare. And so they just said that, like, there was one article that I found that was really informative. And where are you going, Riley? You going to lay down over there? Okay. Um, it was, oh, excuse me, it was really informative, and it actually said that some doctors don't actually like to use the term lupus. Sorry, oh God, I'm brain fog and I'm half asleep. They don't like to use the term remission, but because they said usually for most lupus patients, their symptoms never completely disappear or go away. What it is that their symptoms will lessen, and be less severe and less frequent. And so they kind of consider that like a quiet period. And so essentially the way they explain a lupus flare is if your symptoms start to be more frequent, they increase, they're more severe, and or you get new symptoms that you've never had before. And that's how they explained a lupus flare. And they also said in the article that the average person, the majority of people with lupus have an average of 3 to 6 flares a year. So I found that interesting to read as well. Yeah, so with that said, I have a funny feeling that I may be flaring. My fatigue has seemed to gotten a little bit worse since before Christmas. See, when I lost my job, I spent that entire weekend cleaning and putting up the decorations and putting up the tree. And I forget what else, but there was a couple other things I did. And I think I really overdid it. I tried to pace myself the best I could, but I think I really overdid it. And so that week, after the decorations were up, I I was extremely exhausted, and I don't know, I was extremely exhausted, and I could barely keep my eyes open, and I was on the couch a lot and didn't have much energy for much of anything. And then I kind of got it back, and I kind of got back into the swing of things, but then, it was Christmas, and you're visiting all these family members. I mean, Alex and I, both of our parents aren't together, so we have essentially 4 families. And, we did space it out some, like Christmas Eve, we stayed home. Christmas Day, we spent with his mom, and, Christmas Day we spent with his aunt. We actually spent our Christmas thing with his mom on the 22nd of December, so 2 days before Christmas Eve. And Riley, you're the star of this video, and you're not saying anything. And so, what was I saying? Wow, like, yeah, my brain fog sometimes, especially when I first wake up. yeah, so then Christmas Day we were at his aunt's with his dad's side of the family. January, no, not January. December the 29th, we were at my mom's side of the families. We went to my uncle's. And on the 30th, we went to visit my dad's side of the family. So, like, my sister, my niece, and my nephew, my dad. And then we also stopped by my grandparents on the way home. So, I mean, it was nice that it was spaced out because most Christmases it's like one day right after another of family stuff, and it's exhausting. But regardless, like, I did do a lot. I mean, Christmas Eve, I did that whole video of me with the dolls and opening the gifts, and that was a lot of work because I was also taking pictures. And yeah, and then like after Christmas, I was just kind of out again. Like there was a lot of like after Christmas shopping that we did, like when I went for my hauls and stuff, and yeah, I did myself in again. And then, after I recuperated a bit, then, the last couple of days I've been pushing myself to essentially work from home while looking for a new job. I've been making stuff for my Etsy shop. I still have a Stella route, but I wanted to get a lot of the smaller things done first. So I made some new baby bracelets and stuff I showed you guys. And so there was like a few days in a row where like I was really working on that and getting stuff done. And then I've been crashing again. Like there was one day that I had a sleeping pill the night before and got a good sleep in, and when I woke up in the morning I actually felt refreshed, and I got up at like 7 o'clock in the morning and I went on the computer to do my job hunts and then watch some YouTube videos while I was eating breakfast. And within 2 hours of waking up, I was fighting to stay awake at the computer. And then I actually started to feel nauseous. And so I actually had to go and have a nap for like an hour. And that was really odd because that usually doesn't happen. And then yesterday I woke up in the morning and I got up and I was watching some Netflix while I was eating breakfast, and that was fine and everything. And then I really got into watching this show, and so I started to watch more episodes, and next thing you know, again, I was fighting to stay awake. My eyes just would not stay open. So, and then I've been experiencing nausea here and there the last few days. I've had to take gravel a couple of times, and they are weaning me off the Entacort, so I have a feeling, the Entacort was prescribed for the colitis. And at the time that I was experiencing symptoms from the colitis before they put me on Entacort, it wasn't just diarrhea, but it was nausea as well. And as soon as I went on Entacort, the nausea and the diarrhea went away. And the nausea has not returned. The last time I tried weaning off of Entacort, the nausea returned. And now I'm weaning off of it again, and the nausea is coming back. So I'm happy that in 3 weeks I'll be going to the Lupus clinic because they were the ones that wanted me to wean off of Entacort, which, I mean, it's understandable because Entacort is a steroid and I would like to get off of it as well. But I don't know if it's going to happen because I can't deal with the nausea, and the fatigue seems to heighten along with that as well. So yeah, and then a couple of weeks ago, I had I think it was before Christmas actually, I found out I had yeast infections. I know it's like a little personal and gross, but I had some under my breasts and I had some, you know, in my girly place. And, you know, like infections can sometimes trigger flares in people with lupus, or, you know, just your weak immune system from lupus and all the medications can cause infections. So I had that happen, and I also had some sores on my tongue. And they were not the sores that I usually get. They actually weren't sore. I actually couldn't feel them. I could only see them. I don't even know if you would call them sores. I wish I had have taken a picture or a video of them, but it was the weirdest thing. It was on the tip of my tongue, and it was a really weird looking thing. It's finally gone away, but it took a long time, and it was really bizarre because I've never seen this before. So I had that happen, and yeah, and my joints, especially at night, have been bothering me. Not as bad as before, but they get stiff. I get a lot of stiffness, and yeah, I don't know. It's just some things have been coming up, and it's just making me wonder if, you know, it's me weaning off the Enticor, or am I starting to go into a flare or what? So I'm really glad that I'm going to be going to the lupus clinic anyway, in 3 weeks. I'm also seeing the respirologist the same week. I'm going to be going for a breathing test, and what else am I going for? There's two things that they're sending me for. Oh, a walking test and a breathing test, before I see the doctor. So that'll all be on the same day. So I'm not looking forward to that because that's going to be an exhausting day. And the thing is that I have appointments 3 days in a row that week. I think it's like dentist appointment and then lupus clinic, and then the last day is the walking test, breathing test, and respirologist. So yeah, it's going to be a packed week that week. So I really hope that, you know, the lupus clinic will, you know, figure something out, whether, you know, I stay on the Enticor or they find something else. I actually am planning to ask them about Benlysta. I have been reading a lot of testimonies from patients on Benlysta that have said that Benlysta has basically given them their life back. It is so far the only treatment where I have read that it's helped fatigue. And to me, that is the worst symptom of lupus. And, you know, I've heard from the lupus clinic that it seems to be that, you know, all lupus patients seem to have this overwhelming fatigue. And it's something that they can get, it seems like they can get every symptom of lupus, you know, fairly under control. But the fatigue, like even if they're in a remission, the fatigue still is there. And so to me, you know, it's amazing to hear that Benlysta has helped with fatigue. And so I really want to look into that further. If any of you out there have been on Benlysta, please let me know your experience. I heard Tramia was saying that she's supposed to be starting it. So I'm really anxious to see, you know, how that works for her, especially since, you know, she seems to have a lot of severe symptoms going on. I'm just wondering also, like, have doctors been suggesting Benlysta to patients? Have they been prescribing it? Or is it kind of like something that you have to ask them for? Because I haven't had any doctors suggest it. And I don't know if that's mainly because of the cost, because I know it's a very expensive drug. But here in Toronto, I've been told by the Lupus Ontario that they have a program called the Butterfly Program, I believe. And what it does is it says that if your medical insurance will cover, 80% of the cost, then this program will cover the remainder. And and I've heard that most drug companies have got on board with Benlysta, and that the majority of the drug companies do they do cover Benlysta. So I'm gonna be calling my drug plan. Like Alex's work has a drug plan for us, and it's been very good to us in that the way it works is that they cover I think it's 80% of drugs, but once you've spent 500, everything's 100% covered. And with the amount of drugs I have, we hit 500 in no time. So the majority, of the year, my drugs are 100% covered. And we basically, I think, are only paying the dispensing fee of $6 or something like that. So yeah, I mean, I definitely want to find out more about it. Because I've heard, a few women lately talking about their experience with Benlysta, saying, they've been on it for a few months now, and they've noticed that they have more stamina, more energy. Their joints feel good. I mean, they've pretty much, some of them have actually said, like, Benlysta has totally given me my life back. And I'm all for trying it if it can do that. Because I want energy. I want to have as normal a life as I can with the best quality of life that I can. I mean, yeah, just to know that I would have more energy is drawing me in. So anyways, I've rambled on long enough. Way too long again. But if any of you guys out there are on Benlysta currently, please let me know how you got on it. What the process is like. Did you have any side effects? How has it been for you? Has it helped? How long have you been on it? Just things like that. And I do know that right now it's only IV infusion once a month. But I've heard that they're in clinical trials right now for an injection that you would give yourself once a week at home. And actually, I think one of these women who I read a testimony from was saying that she's doing the injections and it's helped. So I'm anxious to learn more about it, but I gotta get up and I am gonna try my best to get outside for a little bit and enjoy this weather. I want to go sign up for the next Michael's crop before they run out of spaces. And I was hoping to finish photographing my items so I can get them on my Etsy shop. So I'm really going to try and get some stuff done. And my battery's also low now. So I'm going to see you guys in the next video. And the next video I will be on camera. Not Riley's backside. Riley, you turned your back on everyone. Naughty boy. All right, see you guys in the next video.